In the previous two videos, we've taken a short break from building our English lexicon and grammar because I wanted to show you some things. 2 videos ago, I showed you how to import the various lexical features and forms from a Word doc. And then in the previous video, I showed you how to manually add those lexical features and forms. And in this video, I'd like to show you how to do one more thing manually. You'll definitely need to know how to do all these things. And then in the subsequent video, we'll go back to building our actual lexicon and grammar. So for this video, I'd like to come here, sort nouns 1-1. In this video, we're going to link these words to target words and then build just a few rules. So you can see how to do all of that manually. And then in the subsequent video, we'll import all of this data. So to link this word to a target word, I'm going to double click on it. And we see our list of words here. And we're going to say new target stem. And we'll say person. And we're showing the features. Okay, a person can be masculine or feminine. But we don't want to say, if there's a person and we don't know the gender, we don't want to say it. So we won't say neuter. If we don't know the person's gender, we'll probably say masculine. And it's common, it's countable. But we don't say persons. This is suppletive, so we click on it, and we'll edit this. And we don't need to add a comment here. So it says people. And that's all. So now person is linked to word number 3. Right now it's word number 3. More words will come later. And you see person highlighted. So we say OK. And now you see the word person down below. And let's link the word walk to the target word. So I'm going to double click. And now we're prompted to enter a verb. Oh, walk is already here. So let's click on walk. And now we see that walk is linked. And we see this highlighted here. So we'll say OK. And if we click the generate button now, walk person. And the reason for this, there's a default phrase structure rule that's included for clauses. So we provide this for you. It assumes an SVO language, subject, verb, object. We haven't yet dealt with grammatical relations. Right now the noun phrases don't have grammatical relations. They only have semantic roles. So we'll do that when we get back to our actual English project. I want to show you one rule here, how to enter one rule. Let's say, okay, for walk, we want to see walked. If we rest our cursor up there, it says the time is discourse, meaning this is the time for when a person is telling a story. In English, we tell our stories typically in past tense, but that's not universal. So we want a verb, we want a rule that will see that this verb is past tense, in other words, discourse for English, and it will choose the past tense form from the lexicon. Remember right now, we have our verbs over here, and we have our forms, past tense, third singular present, etc. But these are just forms. These are just words sitting here. They won't be used in the translation until we write rules that will pull them out of the lexicon and put them into the translation. So when we come here, let's write a rule for verbs. It will say when the time is discourse, we want to pull out the past tense form from the lexicon. So that's a spell out rule for verbs. Let's call this past tense verbs are the past tense form from the lexicon. So this will be a form selection rule. We can select any of the forms we've defined. We'll say past tense. And the features will be when the time, okay, in this particular example, it's discourse. So I'm just going to select discourse. So this rule, when it's executed, it will say whenever a verb's time is discourse, then use the past tense form from the lexicon. So we'll say OK. And now when we generate it, we see walked. And if we rest our cursor there, the features were changed by the tense aspect mood rules, row 8. Another feature changed by row 9. But then we see walk was changed to walked by spell out rule of verbs, generic rule 1. Past tense verb require the past tense form from the lexicon. That's the rule we just wrote. So that's the idea. For each syntactic category, you can have up to 99 groups, and in each group you can have up to 99 rules. And in our next video, we're going to go back to working on our English lexicon and grammar, but we're going to import lots of data. And so that will save you a lot of time. But you need to know how to do these things manually as well.